Hi guys, welcome back. So that was a brilliant moment. If you saw my last video, I forgot to change the battery in my camera before I sat down to film, so I got about 10 minutes out of it before it died completely. So let's keep going on Mr. Frog here and see if we can't get him completely blue so that we can come through and start working on his details, which I am really, really excited to do. I think a leopard frog is really going to give him the opportunity to be the coolest frog he can possibly be. And you know, who can complain about an excuse to look up and research frogs? They are such neat little animals. I really thought he was going to be a tree frog, but I think a leopard frog is more suited. And he does have some little spots already that actually were molded into him. So he might have been one to start with. But he was just so mangled by the time I got a hold of him. There's no telling what he looked like brand new. Or they might have just bought him plain concrete. But I hate that somebody just left him sitting out in the yard and completely forgotten the way they did. But I am really glad for having a family that's so supportive and really thinks about things like when they come across this just mangled hunk of concrete and they manage to find most of the pieces, and instead of throwing him out, they think, well, Jamie would love to work on this, and bring him to me, because where other people see garbage, I see a challenge. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun to me watching these poor broken pieces come to life and become something new, something different, and I like to think something better. He is very blue now. So I am going to go ahead and do his face too. We'll do the same thing just so that his color can shine through. Now I will not be doing the actual eyes. Just simply, frog eyes are really, really very, very detailed. So his eyes will be the last thing I do, because I really want to try and recreate that. I've done cat eyes. I've done a couple of other different types of things, but I've never tried a reptile eye like that. The dragons that I do generally, like this little gentleman over here, they've all had their eyes closed, so I've never had the excitement of trying to do an even somewhat realistic version of a reptile or amphibian eye. But we're gonna have fun with it. What's neat with their eyes, and what I'm really looking forward to doing, is every single example I looked at, whatever pattern they have, like through here, continues actually through their eye, which is why I can't do his eyes first, because I haven't got a pattern to continue yet. And I honestly don't know how he's going to end up coming out as far as the pattern. I don't feel like it comes out right. If you pre-plan something like that, you've really just got to let each layer speak to what it wants to be. And once you get it going, it just kind of almost creates itself. Now, obviously, I will have to go in and shade his little nostrils. It's hard to create holes out of little bumps. But we can definitely do that. Oh, I can't say I haven't ever done frog eyes. I just did it very differently last time. I actually painted a frog a couple years ago. And I turned him into a tropical tree frog with the little orange feet and hands. But he actually was a restoration that had originally glass eyes. So I painted the bases and then found glass pieces to put in. So it obviously can't be a realistic recreation at that point when you're working around another material. Let's just make sure any little holes that I may have missed with the primer, or even that I hit with the primer. We don't want a white hole any more than we want a black one. What do you guys think so far? He's definitely a whole different frog now, isn't he? I think he's just going to be an absolutely amazing thing, and I still have not decided if I'm going to be able to let go of this little guy or not. And that's one advantage of doing art versus like being focused on being a sales type of page. Doing art, if I get too attached to a piece, I can just kind of decide, you know what, I'm going to keep this one. It's hard to say yet, though, because if somebody falls in love with him completely and reaches out to me, as long as he's going to a good home where he'll be properly appreciated, I think I could probably still be talked into it. I definitely wouldn't want to take a commission on a guy like this. Just when you've put the work into completely rebuilding him the way I have, you don't want to have someone telling you exactly where you have to go with them. But that is it for our base coat. We got just a little bit left in there. There we go. So he's gonna sit for a day or two and dry up, and I will come in next time with the next layer of color. I will see you guys next time.